All right, well, welcome back with another episode of Against the Grain. Episode number 2. A lot of things have happened. Super Bowl. Uh, is it the NBA All Star game? Yeah, we had that go on. We had that halftime show for Kendrick Lamar. A lot of things that we spoke on in the last episode. So today's episode could be a recap, or just kind of check in, see what we got going on for the All Star game and what's been happening. Um, you guys have any input? You guys want to say anything about the All Star game or about the Super Bowl?
You want to start on Super Bowl?
I mean, we could do a Super Bowl. Like Super Bowl was pretty crappy for me. Dave was actually the winner out of the three of us. He actually chose the team that won, destroyed, destroyed the I don't know, the second coming to Brady. Apparently, um, what do you think happened with that?
Man, I think, man, it just kind of reaffirmed, like we talk about all these quarterbacks and Mahomes. I don't think he did much to hurt his legacy, but I don't think he's not gonna be the GOAT either. It's gonna be hard to catch Tom Brady, but football's one in the trenches. Like Philadelphia's defensive line dominated KC's O line, and then Philly did what they wanted to do on offense. I think Hurts only threw for 181 yards, but they won the game in the trenches. And I'm not shocked because I think I even said on the last episode, Philly's been the best all around team all year. I'm shocked in the fashion that I've never seen Kansas City get dismantled that way. I mean, it really wasn't a game. They kept the heat on Mahomes all day. And even like right before halftime, you kind of felt like, okay, Kansas City's going to score here, and they'll get the ball back after half, and they're going to make a miracle. But it didn't work like that. Mahomes was he's seeing ghosts out there. He threw another game in it. He threw a game in the interception right before the half, and most of us were just tuning in to watch Kendrick Lamar. And after that, I'm sure a lot of people cut that game off.
I mean, boy,
Yeah, hey, the best team won. They had the most talent. I think we kind of said that before the game. It's just that the Chiefs had the better quarterback, and in the NFL, usually when you have the better quarterback, usually, you know, the chances are in your favor. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a game. Never was a game. I mean, people tune in. It's the Super Bowl. I know a lot of people were tired of seeing the Chiefs win, seeing Taylor Swift win. So I know a lot of people got satisfaction seeing Travis Kelsey all upset and all the Swifties upset. But as far as the halftime show goes, I mean, I didn't really have high expectations. Like some people were really disappointed in the show. Like, I mean, it's Kendrick Lamar. He's not Beyonce. He's not Bruno Mars. Like he's not a performer of that kind of art. So he just went up there, did his set, did his songs. He did the songs that most people wanted to hear. And, like I didn't walk away all mad, like wanted my money back because first of all, I didn't pay anything to watch him. So, but I think, yeah, the little diss with Drake and the beef, it's getting a little played out. So I think a lot of people are probably tired of hearing the same old song over and over. But I mean, I was cool with it. Like he's a rapper. Like he he's not a performer. So you got what you asked for. He raps some songs. So, uh, but yeah, that's my whole little take on the Super Bowl. The game was halftime was you know, it was whatever.
did you feel you got what you wanted though?
With Kendrick,
No, well,
or
I guess with Kendrick, and then with because you showed concerns about you wanted to make sure that Kendrick had a great performance, and then
uh,
two, you're hoping that he didn't bring Taylor Swift up on there, which he did not.
yeah,
But you got to
uh,
see the demise of Taylor Swift as she stood there in disgust, watching her soon-to-be husband get destroyed by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I was happy that he didn't pull no bad blood out of the hat and surprise people. But I think what would have made it more entertaining for the people that wanted to be entertained if he would have brought out more guests. He had SZA was his only guest appearance and Uncle Sam, but I think that would have added more flair. But again, it was what I expected. Like I didn't have expectations. So, but the
I mean,
game sucked.
truly, the game was terrible. You're right about that. Everything was. I mean, Taylor Swift got. We didn't see nothing much of her. Everybody is tired of seeing her and him, and just being the stardom because that is a popular team. It's like one of the top teams out there. Been in the Super Bowl 3 years straight. Five. What is it? Was it 4 out of 5 times?
Yeah, for like 4 out of the
Yeah,
last.
it's like crazy.
Yes.
Like so, they're in there, right? So seeing that as it is, but then like the halftime show for me, I thought I was really great because one, it kept me entertained. Like the first halftime show I've ever seen in a long time that I literally stayed tuned and watched every single second of it because he just kind of brought you into this kind of like motion where it was like he guided you, and you were entertained by it. Regardless if it was some of it was aimed at Drake or anything like that. We all know Drake sucks. It's just, it is what it is. But I found it to be very, very entertaining. And the only people that are complaining are really just like nitpicking. I feel like they're picking on him due to the pants that actually ended up being sold out worldwide. Like, what? You know, so that's, as far as that goes. So, well, Super Bowl's down. Kendrick Lamar did great. Now, NBA. We spoke on. I spoke on personally how Butler was going to come over here, and he is coming over here, and he's doing his job. They're playing great. They're doing what they need to do. All-Star break too as well. Like, how do you guys feel about Butler's experience and performance so far?
I think he's given a team like some much needed life. Like you can kind of tell, like he makes them better. Like how much better? I'm still not sure. Like I'd have to see them beat a quality opponent. I still think they're gonna have a hard time with some of the younger athletic teams. But I do think the fit is a little better than what I thought it would be. Like Jimmy Butler's just a smart basketball player. He passes the ball well, like high basketball IQ. He still defends at a pretty high level. Like the Warriors were kind of just trending dead. It seems like now though he gave them some much needed life.
Yeah, I think it, the move for Jimmy it was needed because I feel like the Warrior fan base they are starving to get Steph Curry another title. I think Steph Curry is probably the most beloved Bay Area sports star ever, more so than Joe Montana, more so than Barry Bonds. Uh, I'm not saying he's the greatest. I'm saying beloved. I think that because there's nothing not to like about Steph. If he is the ultimate ambassador for the NBA, he's a perfect role model. He does everything well. He's never got a coach fired. He's never demanded a trade. He single not I ain't gonna see single handedly, but he had a major part in making the Warriors the most wealthiest NBA team in all of the NBA. It's Steph. It's Steph. So what he means to the Warriors and to the Bay Area, they just want to see him win. You can probably ask Bay Area fans. Some would probably say they rather see Steph win the championship more so the Niners win a Super Bowl. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how much love people got for Steph. And getting Jimmy Butler, they wanted something. They don't want to see these last few years of Steph just playing tournament, kind of level. They want to see him get one last shot. And I mean, Jimmy, it's a start, but they got a long ways to go. There's a lot of good teams out there, and Jimmy alone ain't gonna save the day. They're gonna need Kaminga to really step up. He's been hurt. He should be coming back soon. And they're gonna need Draymond to tighten up, button up. He's gonna need to be available. He can't go around choking Gobert or getting suspended. He has to lock in and really, be a leader. So yeah, getting Jimmy, that was for the fans, because the fans were calling the radios, they calling for Dunleavy, do something. We can't see Steph go out like this. So that was the front office just doing something to shut the fans up for now. But they got to win some games. So
Yep, and they will, but they have to dig out of this hole. I think in order for it to mean something, they have to get to the sixth seed. I think they're an older basketball team. Like, you worry about the health of Steph with his knees, and you worry about Draymond, who's out again. But kind of the X factor is going to be Kuminga when he comes back. Kuminga, I kind of call him the untradeable one. Like, he survived like numerous alleged deals. So like, if he comes back and he can play at an all-star level, then that's kind of the wild card that elevates them, because he's the only young player with athleticism and upside that they have. So I think that's all you can hope for. But they got to finish in the sixth seed if they're in the play. And again, I just think it's going to be too tough a task to try to make any sort of run out of the play.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and deny the greatness of Steph Curry and it's all his success and stuff.
stop right there. You better not go any further, bro. You better chill out with that. I see where you're going, and just stop right there. Leave it alone.
You said a lot of things, man. You said a lot of things, and I
Point out the lie. Point out the lie.
Look, man, I'm not even here for that. I just wanted to talk about how Butler is playing his ass off, literally shitting on the court. What is up with that? Like, he's the whole Dookie and this guy's a weird guy. Like, whatever works though. If he's great and you guys are winning games because of him, as what I like to see. However, you guys did play the Bucks, and the Bucks failed. But no Giannis. So I mean, I really don't think. I mean, Kuzma did great. We've seen a lot of good young, players on there that transfers, and so it was like there was both on both sides. It was new people.
I gotta stop you. Hold up, because you was making some faces when I was saying what I was saying about Steph. Like, do you disagree? Or I'm not feeling the vibe you're getting from.
Look, man, if we're talking about like overall what Steph has done compared to like Joe Montana, the difference is that social media impact, right? Social media impact allows you to see various things. Like, I could watch every game, I could find out highlights, and it's easier, right? Back then, Joe Montana, you had to like literally either catch it on TV, read it in a magazine, or something, so it was harder. But people knew Joe Montana, all right? Like, Joe Montana, there's reasons why there's football players having to break records or have to be like the best, wanting to chase 5 rings, is because I mean, or it's because of like people like him and Tom Brady, right? They're big factors. They did it. I can't compare Steph to Joe Montana, and then Barry Bonds. Like, I get that's a different story, but those guys are impact. Those guys are impactors.
So is like Steph. Like, the fact that we can even have this debate. Like, you talk about a franchise that was dormant pre him and probably will be post him. Like, they were giving away the tickets at BART stations, a great time out, and it's $5 to get in that place. And like Steph and like what he's done for that team, like 4 championship rings, 2-time MVPs. Like, he's absolutely in the GOAT conversation of Bay Area athletes with Joe Montana. He's had similar impact on the Bay Area. Like, at least, the Niners, they won a Super Bowl without Joe Montana. The Warriors, this version of them, they haven't done anything without Steph Curry. And you go look at like where they'll finish in their sports. Like Steph Curry will probably finish no worse than the second best point guard of all time. Some got him first, but for the sake of argument, no worse than the second best point guard of all time. Probably no worse than the 10th best basketball player of all time. He cracked most people's top 10 a few years ago. So like in Joe Montana, he's in most people's top 5 football players ever. So you can absolutely have the debate. It's not as preposterous as you make it seem when you're making faces over there.
Wait, hold up. Wait, I gotta say this because look, we all love Joe as a Niner fan. You know, I prefer Steve Young because I watched him more, but he's worthy of the statue they have at the stadium. But he did go to Kansas City. Barry Bonds was drafted by the Pirates. Steph Curry has spent his whole career with the Warriors, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. And just the way he kind of revolutionized the game too has also had a big impact. And it's just the totality of Steph. Like I said, never got a teammate fired or traded or demanded a trade. Never got a coach fired. Never cheats the game. When he knows people pay a lot of money to see him, and he always puts on a show. Don't matter if it's in San Francisco or if he's in Washington. It's like a home game away from home because people love Steph. So, I mean, so back to Jimmy Butler, that's why they did that, because the fans out here want to see Steph win. They don't care if Draymond wins. They don't care if Kuminga wins. They want to see Steph win. They don't even care if Kerr wins. They want to see Steph win. That's all they want.
And when those new drops come every what number is he on? What number shoe is he on?
Oh, bro.
You buying them? You buying them over Jordans? Is that what we talk about? How many Steph shoes you got in there?
How ugly Giannis shoes we buying?
Hey man, I've never been a person who's gonna say people buy Giannis shoes. I buy Giannis shoes, right? Because I'm a fan of him. But if you don't even have the shoes of the player that you're vouching for, what are you talking about here? How many Jordans you got? Are you rocking the Currys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are you rocking? But he's a staple of the epitome of the Bay Area.
Nah, you sound crazy, bro.
Have you been drinking?
Oh my god! Yeah. No, what? Come on! Like, this is basketball. You get the shoes of the players you like, right?
I'm not 12 years old, bro. I don't need to get his shoes.
So you get Jordans, though, right?
No, not necessarily. I'm not lining up to buy those shoes.
So you don't get the drops?
No, I don't. I'm a grown ass.
So you never have been. You never have.
As a kid,
last
when
year.
I was a kid.
I don't want to hear that. You better not show up with no Jordans ever. You better show up with some.
So I wear what I feel like. It don't matter who they buy. If they look nice, I buy them.
Oh man.
The shoes are for kids now. They're not for people like me.
We're not gonna sit here and do that. You're not gonna sit there and tell me shoes are for kids. Come on, man. Come on. Right. You're not even backing up the player you're talking about.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, come on. You gotta sit there and work with me there.
No, you sound ridiculous, bro, because I don't have his shoes. My son got his shoes. How about that?
There you go. Hey, so your son's a fan. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
KD came over here and won 2 championships. I mean, that's debatable for Steph's career. I don't care what you say about like how many championships he's done. But KD won 2 championships here with Steph Curry. You know, if Steph Curry was going to do that without KD, that would be more impressive, but he didn't.
He won 2 without him.
Yeah, he won 2.
Well, okay, but he won 2 with them, right?
Yep, he won 1 before him and he won 1 after him.
Yeah, get your facts right, bro.
To me, it's not 4. It's not 4 consistently on his own. You know.
Not for one. We have to get rid of this notion. You throw me the player, and I'll tell you who he played with. Nobody. You don't win championships on your own. Like nobody does. Michael Jordan.
I mean, Clay was there.
Like
nobody talks about Clay. Like he's like a nobody.
Everybody talks about Clay, and it's the same with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't win championships on his own. He had Scottie Pippen He had Dennis Rodman, who was a champion before. Ron Harper was an all-star. Phil Jackson, arguably the greatest coach ever. No, nobody wins champion. You don't win championships without having elite
Hold on.
talent.
Let me stop right there because we getting
Yeah.
off track and off top. All I said, and you messing up my words, Nelson. I said most beloved. I didn't say the greatest or anything. I said most beloved. That's all I said, and I gave you reasons why. But we can go to the next topic.
And we get it. Bay Area loves Steph Curry. He's the focal point for the Bay Area. I got it. All right. So real quick, we're gonna go with the All-Star game. It was. I mean, I don't even. To be honest, I just saw highlights. I didn't really care. Like it was not anything to me. The 3-point contest was something big. I really,
No,
Tyler Hero took that. I mean, it's snooze fest to be honest. Like nobody cares about Tyler Hero. I watched it because Dame Lillard was in there and he came up short, unfortunately. But he's been somebody who's been dominant in that range. He's a great 3-point shooter from the Bay Area, actually from the Bay Area. But I watched it for him. I don't know what you guys feel about any of the other or whatever.
I watched it just to see how bad, because I knew it was going to be bad. But sometimes you just got to watch and see for yourself. And it didn't disappoint. It was literally bad from Friday to Sunday. And, it's just embarrassing, that they got to come up with all these, tactics and tricks to try to get entrance from the fans to watch. They got to have the All-Stars playing the rookie team, and you have Chris Paul trying to cheat a skills competition, and you got a G Leaguer winning 3 straight slam dunk contests, jumping over cars and jumping through fire. It was a clown show, And the biggest takeaway for me is like when Kobe passed, right? A lot of people were sad and emotional, and rightfully so. He meant a lot to the game, and I don't think people really appreciated him enough while he was here. But he gone now, and then you hear all these athletes like, "Oh yeah, man, I always looked at the Kobe mentality, Mamba mentality, and like." Then you watch him these last few years since he's been gone, the crap they put on, the effort they put on the All-Star game. And it's like, y'all just fake talk. It's all that fake talk, man. Because if y'all was about that Mamba mentality, they wouldn't have to resort to this bullshit that they got in these formats to try to make it entertaining. Like when Kobe played, when MJ, when those guys played, they competed, bro. And I don't know what happened with the All-Star game, the slam dunk. Well, actually, I do. I have my theory, and it has a lot to do with number 23, Mr. Bounce-a-Rama, go from team to team. Ever since he stopped doing the slam dunk contest, I think players looked around like, man, we don't need to take this seriously. He's the face of the league, so he don't care. Why should we? So now they don't care, but they expect us to care and watch and it's like they entitled right now. They getting their money no matter what. So why should I break a sweat? Screw the fans. We don't care, So yeah, again, they all talk Mamba mentality, but I guarantee you right now, if he was alive, he'd be embarrassed of y'all saying that, because y'all on that fake talk stuff, man. Like, it's just embarrassing, man, that the league has come to this. And it's not just All-Star weekend. It's just the league as a whole. You hear the talk about ratings and all that and people being less interested. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's something funny going on in the NBA.
So, man, I'll touch on the All-Star game and All-Star weekend first. I think it's gotten bigger than, like, I agree with the point, like 23 started this. But I think it just goes to where the NBA, like these guys, they don't compete anymore. So for them to have the audacity to name something after arguably one of the most competitive players in any sport is disrespectful. Like, guys don't want to compete because they're afraid to lose. Like, they're so caught up in their brand. You know, Nike is worried if LeBron goes out and loses a dunk contest, they're worried about how it's going to look for Nike. And in turn, you have all these even other younger stars like Ja Morant who you know, they flirt with it, but they're never going to do a dunk contest because they have nothing to gain from it, and they feel that they have everything to lose if they don't win. So there's just like no competitive spirit. You know, the NBA they're doing all these gimmicks to make them play hard, like Adam Silver and all these tournaments. You got the in-season tournament now, like you made the All-Star game a tournament, and like nobody cares because if the players are gonna BS it out there, and it's gonna become a glorified 3-point contest on Sunday where nobody plays defense. You move out the way and let people dunk. Like ultimately, like nobody's gonna watch it. And to Dave's point about ratings in general in the NBA, the regular season often looks like that. You know, you see teams throwing up 40 and 53s a night. Nobody's playing D. Like half the times you cut on a game and the stars are resting. Like it's not a good product right now. And it also hurts. Like you see some of it's tough to market a league too in America where all the best players are European. Like we don't have an American-born superstar in the league right now.
Wait,
Like,
who's the superstar?
who do you think? So, like most people would consider the best player in the league right now is probably Jokic. I think a lot of people would consider the next best player is probably Giannis.
There we go.
You have Shea in there. You have Wemby who's elevating. You have Luka. Like you naming all these guys before you get to an American-born player, and it's just
It's getting sloppy. It's probably. I feel like this. I don't know. They're not doing it well.
No, they're not doing it. One also doesn't help too. Like even though like we see the product, like the NBA doesn't market their product as great as it used to. Like when you cut on TNT every day and you hear Barkley, you hear Draymond, you cut on ESPN, you hear Kendrick Perkins complaining about how bad the product is. You know, and
Absolutely.
all these old timers just completely shitting on the game. Like who's gonna tune in to watch it? Like you don't like in the NFL, like we know quarterback play is not at a premium anymore. But like when you watch Tom Brady call a game, like he'll sell you on why Brock Purdy is good. Like he'll sell you on some of these things. Like he'll say things to make you interested in watching it. He's not going to just pile on and kind of shit on the generation that comes after him. I think the NBA, like those guys like Shaq and Barkley, they got to do a better job of mentoring and raising the game.
Absolutely. I think the biggest, everything's correct about what you said. They're just, it's lackluster, right? I'm going to end it with this is that bottom line, as big as the Bay Area is, the All-Star game was in San Francisco or All-Star events, right? San Francisco, right? And like, I feel like nobody really knew about it. There's no signs anywhere. There's nothing off the freeway. There's nothing big there. I don't see much of it. You're right. Promotion was terrible. Like I didn't even really know that it was in San Francisco, to be honest. Like I'm like had to learn about it. And when I researched it, I was like, holy crap, the whole time it's out here. How come nobody's like making like, there's not a lot of people out there. There's not a lot of videos out there. There's nothing out there. There's nothing. The city's not popping. It's not like, nothing's going on. I've heard nothing. I think it's just bad promotion. I think they didn't do a good setup. They could have had a lot of things happen that in that area made it well worth people's people come there and it could have been crowded. It could have been fun, but it just seemed like nothing. And I think that's like you said, the NBA is going in a direction where it's different. It's changing. It feels more European, to be honest.
Yeah, we can pick that up though. We'll discuss more in the next episode, get a little more deeper into that. We try to do a quick little show today, but yeah, let's definitely revisit that topic and we can dive deeper into that because that's kind of that's the main focal point of the NBA right now. It's trying to see what happened. What happened to the game I love, as Mark Jackson used to say. So, but hey, appreciate y'all, man. Good show today.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great. We're gonna.
Oh,
And
real
this
quick,
way,
we do have a Instagram page. It's in the works, so we'll try to
yes,
put all that content on there. And if you guys want to, comment or have your own take, or you want to disagree, especially how Nelson don't like Steph Curry, you can hit him up on the page. We'll get all those responses. So, but till next time,
anybody who wants
peace.
to be invited and go on it and take a look on that and challenge me, go ahead. But yes, do follow the Instagram, and thank you, Brandon. Again, Dave had to go, and follow, like, subscribe. We're out.
We out. Thank you, guys.